Good morning, everybody. So today's video, got Chad here, and this is going to be a first impression for me and a bit of a review from him of the latest Hermes, and that is going to be Terre de Hermès Eau de Parfum Intense or Intense. So launched in 2025, class as a woody aromatic. Now, this is a brand that I haven't really got into over the years. I'm surprised, but I think I'm going to start playing catch up a little bit because this is a brand that's more for the older guys out there, in my opinion. And I'm an older guy, so I don't want to really focus so much on like the young people fragrance. But I can tell you this though, this does smell mature.
Yes, definitely.
It's masculine. It's got a bit of an earthy tone to it.
Oh yes, for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is basically it's different. It's not like I was gonna expect. It's more earthy than citrus forward or orange like you would expect out of Terre de Hermès.
It has this, the citrus thing going on, like this rotting citrus.
Yeah, so it's like the earthy vetiver and like orange or bergamot or something. You know?
And I think, and maybe it's just because I'm a little bit biased and I saw a quick glance, there might be a little bit of a coffee note.
Yes.
That I get.
Yes.
There is something warm, spicy, but I feel like there's also ginger.
I could see that. Yeah, because it gives off, like, for me, I get it on skin, I get off almost like a slight fresh spiciness, but also this like almost powderiness when it dries, powdery vibe when it dries down, which made me attribute it with like an instant coffee smell. Not like a coffee bean, but an instant coffee smell.
Yeah.
You know?
I can see it in some way, maybe.
Yeah, so it's different. It also has a... Do you want to go through the notes first?
Sure. Top note is going to be bergamot and black pepper. The mid is going to be coffee and licorice. The base is going to be stone, lava as in volcano, and woody nuances.
Yeah.
Weird. So
yeah.
There is this earthiness to it though. I have no idea what the hell lava is supposed to smell like.
Yeah, and this is a little bit different from, like, I never actually read the Fragrantica breakdown. I saw the one on their website. I think that they listed licorice wood. So from my experience with that, it gives off like a black licorice vibe, but more woody and less sweet. So that's kind of the licorice, I guess.
Here's the weird thing. I get a bit of like a patchouli, like a dank patchouli.
That's probably the licorice wood, because it's a very similar vibe, but it's sweeter. So that's from my research that I've done with little things there. So
it's a weird note combination, but
it's very odd. It's very strange.
There is that citrus that you get from like the original Terre de Hermès, which is like super popular, but you also get this dank earthiness, patchouli. Like that's what I'm getting.
I thought there was patchouli in here as well.
And I do get a little bit of that coffee, but like lava and stone, sure, whatever.
Like, I don't really personally get a lava or stone. I think that the stone lava feel is what I was getting in the original one was a flint note. In the original Terre de Hermès, there was a flint note.
Like a smoky nuance? Because like I know that like flint. I smelled it before. Yeah. Like you're from a small town, I'm from like a
fire starter. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from a northerner, like I'm a northerner itself, so I've smelled it before, but I don't know about that smoky nuance, but
this it does on skin when it dries down, like after an hour or so. I pick up a vetiver, like kind of like a smoked, like smoky, earthy vetiver smell. So
the weird thing is, I like it.
Yeah, me too.
I like this.
And it's a strange one. It's not like
the notes themselves are just so unusual though.
It's very unusual, and it's when I think of Terre de Hermès, it has its own DNA that you can smell. You've smelt it before, and I like personally. I was expecting that, but when I saw they brought on a new perfumer for this one, I didn't expect them to change up the DNA and just make something new, and this is new.
There is that warm coffee note. So the coffee is coming out a little bit more, but I don't want to say it's like a gourmand. It's definitely does not have that gourmand quality, but
it is a little bit sweetened, which I can't attribute to this whatever the sweetness is coming from. Maybe the licorice.
Yeah, maybe, but like the coffee's coming out a little bit more. But it still has this mature, classy component to it.
This blend of perfumery was done very well, because it's one of those fragrances that you have trouble detecting the nuances and changes, because it just kind of blends together, in my opinion. But this is just something that I think is like so unique that I've never smelled something like this, so it impressed me in that way. I like that, and it's, I mean, perfect for now. It's like the transition between winter and spring. This is perfect for that.
It's early March right now, so yeah, this for me would be a great spring fragrance.
Yeah.
Not when it gets too warm, but spring and I would say summer to autumn. So the transition between those two seasons, it definitely has this mature classic component, but at the same time, that sweetness, that coffee have a little bit of a fun aspect to it as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it also like plays this game on your skin where it's like, it has a scent profile, but it's like airy. Like you can almost, I'm trying to like visualize it, and it's like you can kind of see through it, if you know what I mean. It's like an airy vibe to the fragrance, but it's not like a dense, or it's not densely sweet. It's very airy and light, but it stays on skin a lot longer than I expected it to, even though it's a lighter smell. Hermès
does put out a lot of fragrances, and I gotta state this, the original that I smelled, I don't know when that came out, but a couple of years back when I smelled it, I didn't like it. So I'm gonna have to check that one out once again, because my thoughts would probably change on it. I know that one has a bit of a cult following.
Yeah, for sure.
This one though is actually really nice.
Yeah, and it's different.
Really nice.
I'm happy that they didn't mess with the original DNA, bringing on a new perfumer, because people would have absolutely crapped on that if that happened, like with Dior Homme Parfum situation.
Yes.
This would have not done well. So like I'm glad that they brought in a new perfumer and kind of took it into a different direction and kind of, you know, just made a new type of fragrance. I like that.
But this is a pretty, I'd say this is a solid release.
I really like it. It actually, spoiler, made my spring list, so I really like it.
Oh, this is, yeah, top 10 for spring for sure.
Absolutely. And it's so good in Canada because it gives that like warm coming into the cold going into the warm weather feel. So
next week plus 13 degrees.
There we are. See,
so that's like 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And how long does this last?
You know, the weird thing is, it's not a beast projector. Like I said, it's kind of airy and light, but the sillage to it is really well. Like it carries in the wind behind me, and I noticed, like, I would go nose blind to it, and then when I go like this, like it would just like put like a bubble and remind me, like, you know, 7 to 8 hours I was still detecting it. After that I wasn't sure, because I've worn it about 4 times so far, but I worn it kind of later afternoon so far. So I would say 7 to 8, maybe more, I would say.
Okay.
But light. It's not a beast performer. It's very classy and elegant in that way.
There is this lightness to it, but there is depth to it from like the coffee, the licorice, and some of that woods.
Yeah, yeah. It has a, like, on skin later on towards the dry down, it kind of is like, it's a little bit airier. But yeah, I think that it was done very well. I'm very impressed by it. It's a hit or miss release. I think a lot of people are going to love it or hate it. I could see a division on this one, because it's different. I
think it's a really good release, and where I'm at right now, I've kind of stated it as of late on camera that I don't go out of my way to smell a lot of new releases. It doesn't interest me, but thank you for bringing this one.
I'm going to force you to smell the new releases, whether you like it or not.
Listen, if you see new releases on this channel, it's more than likely we're going to be with him. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
But this one is actually really good.
It's going to be in my probably top by the end of the year. There's something addictive about it, where it's like, it's not familiar, but it's addictive. I like that.
There's a little coziness from that coffee though.
Yes.
Coffee's coming a little bit more. It's not in the forefront. It's kind of like blending well with everything else in it, guys. I'm enjoying it.
The dry down is different too, because I pick up on that vetiver, which gives a smokiness, in the coffee transition. So it's like, there is a little bit of nuance changes here. Like the coffee turns to a more smoked coffee, and it becomes more warming. In
some ways, I kind of get like an eau givrée vibe. Like I feel like there's a little bit of ginger as well, but there's not.
I know what you mean by that. But from the line, I would say that's like the kind of vibe that you get.
It has eau givrée vibes with just like the coffee and maybe the licorice. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm liking it.
Me too. I really like it. It made my top spring list for this year, and I've already worn it like 5 times. And I got it like a couple days ago, so that shows how I like it.
So guys, that's my quick little first impression and review from Chad of Terre d'Hermès Eau de Parfum Intense. So check it out if you haven't done so. Like I said, I'm not really going out of my way to check out these new releases. I like this one. Am I going to get it? No, because I have way too many bottles. But if my collection is small, I would probably go out and get one. And I don't have any Hermès in my collection. But if you want to see other videos, any other videos that I've done from this brand, including this man's social media, They will all be in the description box below. If you want to see a smell and rate that I did of this brand with my dad a couple years back, check it right here and whatever pops up right here, guys. We thank you for your time, take care, and we will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.
See you later.